Hi there, this is Kathy Crow. Here is the Crow Cottage. It is gorgeous outside. I went on a bike ride this morning. I'm here early. I'm actually here 15 minutes early. I'm shocked. And I apologize to all of those of you who like to tune in and you're going to come in late and wonder how come I got started early. And it's because today's project's kind of long. So I wanted to make sure I had plenty of time to do it. And it is with Fond of Autumn. Oh, this set is adorable. I resisted it for so long. And then, you know, when they added the new celebration items, I wanted some of those for free. So I thought, well, this is one of the sets that I'd kind of had my eye on. And so sure, I'll go ahead and get it. I'm so glad I did. If Stampin' Up! Had not done the new celebration items, I wouldn't have. I would not have gotten this set because I have a few autumn things that I actually really like. So as I go through it, I'm kind of looking at the dies right now to remind myself what I wanted to tell. There are a couple of things about the dies that they're cool, but they sort of surprised me. So I have some cutouts in here just to remind myself of what I want to tell you about them. The card we're making is I think one of the nicest ones I've ever done for autumn. This is really pretty. So anyhow, there's a few things I'm going to use. I'm going to use this pearl enamel effects on those little wooden elements, you know, and I'm going to show you how to dye that so that you can get the berry color you want that's going to match. But we are actually doing a box first. Now this box I'm hoping goes fairly quickly. We'll see if it does. I forget who I got this box recipe. Yes, a recipe. I think the dimensions are the same as the ones that were on hers. It's who was it? Is it Sam Caldecott? I think it might be. I'm not sure. So I better not say who it was. But if you go on YouTube and type in slider drawer or slide drawer box, it's someone who will come up probably pretty quick for you, pretty fast. Hi, Trudy. It's nice to see you. It's nice that someone is joining me early. I didn't expect anyone to. You know, here I can see you on my phone, but I'm looking at my computer and your comment, you're not up there. I don't understand why I can never see anything on my computer anymore. It's become very different. Now, I like the other things that Facebook has done. It took me longer to even get going. I was glad I started early because it took a little longer to get started since they've added some features. They've actually made it a little easier to do this. If you're ever interested in doing Facebook Lives with your stamping, this is an easier time to do it than when I started. Some of the things that they have going are good and very easy to find and do. It's just, since it's different, I never expect to have to really change things up. Excuse me as I adjust my seat. I'm trying not to bounce. I am. All right, I'm going to get going. It's always a joy and a trial to get the camera to spin without upsetting it greatly. And we'll see if I manage it. And then looping up my little power cord up so that it doesn't show, which is helpful too. And then I can put my glasses on so I can see my computer screen. These come off and on quite a lot as I'm working. When I'm working just me, I don't have them on. It's easier for me to see up close without them on, but to see all the way over there to my computer, I have to have them on. Hello, I do see your comment, Trudy. Awesome. Maybe today I can see comments. I don't know. Let me see if I scroll down. Here, I'll hit a like on that, Trudy. And then maybe it's not even letting me do that. Why not? Why won't it let me hit like? Delete. I don't want to delete. I don't want to hide your comment. And isn't that strange? Well, I am going to just click kind of a nothing there. And did I get a like on there? I'm still trying to hit like and it won't let me. I think it doesn't like Kathy Crow's cards. I'm actually able to change myself back to Jeff Crow. And then he's the admin, even though it's me. Because he teases me. I took over his page a long time ago. He looks at it for his high school buddies, and that's pretty much it. And they don't interact. Now, oh, one thing I wanted to show you too. Now, I'm going to remind you as I'm showing this to you that Celebration is just a couple more weeks. August 31 is the last. This Ringed with Nature set is another one that I resisted, did not get, because I actually didn't really think I wanted any of these. But I'm having some fun playing with these. This is my first batch, so I don't feel like I've really figured out how best to do these tree rings. I'm not so sure I really am going to use these on cards all that much. I might. I actually am thinking that these will be more useful in other crafts other than cards. Maybe like, you know, your little, your window box things, your picture, what are those called? Shadow boxes, scrapbooking, you know, just household things that you might make. I think these would make really cool place cards for one thing. But anyhow, I'm moving off of to what I wanted to talk to you about. And this is just leftovers that I'm working on with this set. Here we go. This is another thing I wanted to tell you about. Now, these are the only two that I think I've bought that are wonderful new dies that are going to be available to everyone in September. Now, if you join my team, you could get them now. The problem with if you wait is that they are going to get sold out mighty, mighty quick, I guarantee you, because they already... I saw just today that there's a low inventory on the Happiness Abounds and the Woodland Friends Happier Than Happy set. The dies and all that stuff is very low inventory. Those are going to be going out of orderability for a while. They will come back most likely. Once in a great while, things disappear and don't come back. And I guess I'm always erring on the side of let's make sure that doesn't happen to you, Catherine. So I've stamped this with one of the stamps there because I might use that today. We'll see. But it does have all of the stamps. Comes with this nice, I haven't used this scallop yet, but it looks like a nice one. All these little apple blossoms, a little twig branch, some leaves, and then of course the dies that I've been fussy cutting because I've used this set some. And I've just been fussy cutting out. In fact, the box we're doing today, I did use the die, but I would have fussy cut around that little apple. And so this is what we're going to do today, this little box. This is a good back to school little treat box. Jeff and I wanted to buy something to put in these little boxes that I've made. And I got this mix at Costco. It has all different, it's very healthy. Cranberry, you know, all kinds of nuts, raisins, cranberry, dried cranberry. Anyway, it's an assortment. Yum. And so we are putting that in our oatmeal. It's a perfect size. Do your oatmeal, open it, stick it in there, stir it up. I put other fruit as well. Put it in the microwave. It's delicious. So anyway, a nice quick treat for a teacher. Also, the piggies have dies. Again, coming in September. Oh, I've seen this on a video, on YouTube or somewhere, or I don't know, Pinterest. This little wagon. How cute is that? And she's got a little party hat and grass and flags. All kinds of stuff. More than I expected by far. In fact, there's 20 dies. Playful Piggy dies are coming to add to this is an adorable little set. I just have to tell you, this is definitely worth joining up, okay? If you join now with your starter kit, you can add these things that aren't available yet until September to your kit. All right. So now is the time. You only have a couple more weeks. You get a lot of free things. Actually, there's some free things in our celebration. There's some gold paper, gold cardstock, silver cardstock, and I noticed our gold distress. Now I'm going to use that on this project today. This is I tore it because I wanted a torn edge. And when you tear it, you'll get white if you tear it this way towards you. If you tear it down and away from you, you'll get a nice clean cut edge. But this distressed gold is really, it's not cardstock, it's a heavyweight paper. It's very pretty. That's what I'm going to use. Well, it's not orderable right now. You're going to have to wait on that one. Also, gold metallic is not orderable. So anyhow, just trying to remind you of all the ways that you can, you know, have lots and lots of fun stamping with me and our group. Now, I am going to do this little, I need to do this first to make sure these have a chance to dry. So I could get a silicone sheet out and all, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just put them on some scrap paper here. And then you can see how I'm doing this. It's not hard. It's very easy. I'm going to use, this is my silver bells or flat jingle bell trinkets were in this. There's a little lump in the middle. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use just the tray. And oops, let me grab my brush. I keep a brush handy, cheap one that actually was with one of the kids' watercolor sets, because I don't need a fancy one. And I'm using Calypso Coral. For the one I did on my card, I actually used pumpkin pie, but I'm going to go with Calypso Coral, and we'll see what if it changes it. It probably won't. I'm going to use a fair amount. I probably don't need that much, but just to make sure, I don't want to have to re-ink in the middle of that. So this is your Pearlized Enamel Effects. It comes in a package of 3 inks. There's a red and a green for Christmas with it, but I'm going to use all of this white up long before I get to that. I'm going to put just 1 drop. If I can get 1 drop in there, that would be great, of Calypso Coral. I did it on the side because I don't really want it to be too orangey, actually. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys with your real dark orange over here on the side, kind of away. Get a white here, so I can kind of keep my inks a little bit separate. Okay, oh yeah, that's looking nice. This is the color I actually wanted on those berries, and I ended up with something a little orangier, if that's a word. But this is the color I wanted. You can see that I don't have an abundance, you know. You don't need a ton. If you want it to look rounded, then you are going to want to have more. But for me, for now, I am going to just paint those on with a thickness, you know. I'm not just doing a thin paint, but I am just painting it. I'm not really trying to. The thing is, if you're using it from the bottle, it actually makes a nice rounded dome that looks more berry-like. But when you're doing it like this, I'd have to put the ink in a dropper and drop it on, and that's totally unnecessary. It still looks quite good, I think, even like that. Now I'm going to put in the rest of my ink, I think, and make this next one more orange, because for one thing, I'm running out of a little of my paint, and I don't want to really add any more, and because that's going to be fine for this card, but the next card I do, I suspect, is going to need to be a bit more orangey. You know what? I have got more information for you today. I hope you're ready to hear about the rest of our trip, because I didn't even get to finish hardly any of my stories, and a whole bunch of other things have happened in the meantime. But I know I mentioned it, but I didn't really have a chance to tell you about 1880 Town. Have you been to 1880 Town? I should have gone online to see the exact location. I know it's in South Dakota. We went to it on the way to, where were we going? We're going to Idaho. And I believe it was before we got to Wyoming. I don't think it was in Wyoming. I think it was in South Dakota. Could have been very close to the Wyoming border. If not, I don't think it was Wyoming. Anyway, if you look it up online, 1880s town. It's a fake town. In 1972, a director had a bunch of old buildings brought in, and they made this nice fake ghost-like town. I mean, it's the best ghost town we've ever been to. We've been to a couple. Our kids tease us one year. I'm going to clean this because I use these little containers. And I don't really want to mess it up. So I'm going to reuse that. All these things get to go to the side. I'll clean my brush again better later. For now, that's good enough. Let me put these things on the floor where I can probably step on them later. And now I'm going to try to put these aside so they don't get bumped, because the thing is I tend to knock everything on the floor. It doesn't matter how careful I try not to. They just end up going on the floor. All right, now that's for this card. I'm doing that card later, because if I don't get to that card even, it's going to be fine. I just definitely want to do this little box. It's turned out so cute. So we're going to do this little box. I do have a red one, but I don't know if I'm going to use, I don't know if I'm going to even use that today, because I might use this. That's not a bad idea. Let me think about that. I want to use this paper. This is our Celebration free paper. Buy anything for $50 and you get, if you want this paper, you get it for free. It's really pretty paper. I'm going to cut out the house. On the back sides, it's really pretty too. And that would go nice on our box. Oh, it would. But I really wanted to use the little birds. They're so cute. I think that is what I'm going to use for the paper. This is in that pack too, this paper. And there's another green one. Let me find my green box. I haven't finished it yet. But this paper is also in that, and I haven't even put a label on this one. This one is not done. It's a little easel card. Isn't that cute? Autumn wishes, and then there's a little drawer, and you could put all kinds of little thingies in there, but a little snack of any kind, I can tell you, is very appreciated by teachers. All right, so I don't need that yet. I am just using this. Let's get started on our box. So we're gonna do let's do this part first. This is the actual little drawer. So the drawer is, oh boy, my handwriting's pretty bad here. 5 5/8 of an inch by 5 5/8 of an inch. Okay. So here we go. I know I have some out here already. Let me see if any of my stuff that I've already got here can be used before I do up a whole new piece. But I don't think it can be. I'm not sure. Oops, let's turn it around so I can actually see what's going on. Okay, 5 5/8 of an inch. Now 5/8 is the 1/8 inch mark right past your half. Nope, too short. I thought so. I think these are just scraps I have laying there in case I needed them. All right, so we will turn it this way. 5 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to double check. I'm counting my eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that is correct. I've been on vacation. When you're on vacation, you forget things that seemingly are simple and not to be forgotten. 5 5/8 of an inch. So we're doing it a square. All right. That is a piece that I will use later. So we'll put it on the side. And then we're going to score all the sides at 7/8 of an inch. Now this is a correction from whatever person I was watching. Might have been English, what do they use? Metric? They might have been metric dimensions, and that's partly why I ended up with slightly different. But I have altered it. So score it at 7/8 of an inch. So that is just short that 1 inch. We're going to do that all the way around. 7/8. I hope this is correct. That seems small. 7/8. I think I wanted it a little smaller of a box, for some reason. Maybe to fit my treat better? I don't know. It's possible. 7/8 of an inch. That 1880s town had like everything all fixed up the way you would see it. We're gonna go in, cutting in on those score lines, just on these edges so that I can make a little box out of this, okay? So I'm gonna just do that by eyeballing it. Right, like that. And like that, and we'll turn it and do this one. Okay, let's see if I got it all the way. It looks like I did. All right, now we can trim those corners up so that it glues a little nicer, although it's not necessary. Let's see if we want to. Sometimes I like having all of the corners in there because it gives more stability to the box, actually. So I think I won't even trim them. And so every building, and when we went in the saloon, they have it all done up so you can, they rent costumes, all kinds of costumes in there. And you could encouraging you to do your own little show if you wanted to. So I thought that was cute. If we'd had kids with us, they would have loved to do that. It was just Jeff and I, and we didn't know about this place. It was a little stop on the road, and so we weren't planning to stay. So we didn't have a ton of time to devote to that. So let me grab a couple of clips, actually 4 would be helpful, not just a couple. Let's grab 4 clips. I do have little ones, but my big clothespins actually are a lot easier to work with than those little tiny pins. They had a church that was really nice. Most areas you could walk in and amongst a lot of them. Any of the stores like the general store or the saloon, that had all of the liquor bottles behind the counter and all, those were glassed or had, like in the telegraph office, they had, I think, chicken wire kind of like screen to keep, little kids' hands out of the till and out of reach of actually stealing any of the little artifacts. Because it was like a little antique store in some ways, just all fancy, done up like you might see if you have ever gone to Knott's Berry Farm in the 60s and 70s, when they had everything nice and kept up, and they didn't allow riffraff and criminals to run the streets of Los Angeles like they do now. In those days, Knott's Berry Farm was a wonderful place to go visit, and had displays similar, very, very fun Old West stuff. And that is the way the 1880s town is. It's really cute. All right, so that is the drawer. Now we're gonna do, that's this drawer, which you can see we're gonna decorate it and all that. We're gonna put a hole in there so you can pull it. But now I wanna just do the cover. How does this work? Let me see again. Yes, I see now. Okay, so we have this actually is the part that goes over the drawer, and then we're gonna do a separate part that is going to be the easel that goes up and down. All right, so now that I know that, let's see what this is. This is the easel card. This is the easel card top. Well, let's look and see what this is. This must be my easel card. Oh, this is the actual easel card. Okay, wow. It's been a while since I've looked at my instructions, obviously. This is, I wrote it right here so I couldn't miss it. This is the drawer wrap. Thank you, Kathy. That helps. 4 1/8 by 11. So you're going to take that sheet of, a second sheet of paper. Let me see if I've got a scrap down here. I think I do. 4 1/8. I don't know. Let's see if this is 4 1/8. Actually, it's close enough. Let's see if it's actually 11, because I might have done something with it and cut it. It is 11. All right, so 4 1/8 coming up, and by 11. And then we're going to turn it, and we're going to score it. Let me see. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Uh-oh, where did I put? There you are, scoring tool. Okay, we're going to score this at 1 inch. I've got erasures that are making it hard to read on this black. It's especially difficult. And then 5 inches, and I adjusted it all, because when I had to make my drawer smaller, I had to adjust all of these too. 5 inches, 6 inches, and at 10 inches. Yes, I am going to do a tutorial for this, and I will include the dimensions. I just haven't done that yet, because this is a pretty new project for me. And I was on vacation. I didn't have time to do some of the things that I normally would do. Now, this is your little wrap. That is it. You don't have to do anything more. We're going to be sticking this right on the drawer. But what you want to do is... let's see here. Let me make sure I'm telling you correctly now. That's that. That's that. That doesn't work because I need an extra. Oh, this is not the same as this. So I cannot use this for this. I'm going to have to, this is not the correct measurement for that easel top. What's this? This is going to be close to that. Aha, it is, just with different dimensions again. All right, I'm figuring things out as I go because I've got erroneous information here. So we're gonna wrap this drawer with this, and I don't know why I guess this flap is gonna have to go on the side. All right, so we want the drawer to be able to slide in and out. Okay. Oh, that's right. It goes like this. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, giving it plenty of room so it can slide in and out. That's right. Okay, so this just seals up like this. Ah, very good. Oh, don't you love watching me? Because I never know what I'm doing. It's got to be somewhat similar to when you're doing things. I mean, that's one of the reasons I started doing these videos. I was watching all of the professionals who have been doing it longer, and they also are just better at it, and they edit all their videos, and that was very helpful for me, very entertaining, and not always easy to follow because I'd have all of these glitches that happened along the way, and most of those glitches get edited out of their productions. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just watch somebody struggle along the way we all do? That is one reason I've resisted, because I've actually learned enough now that I could edit stuff if I wanted to. But every time I'm tempted to, I remember, let's remember why you're doing this in the first place. This is to show people that it's not all as slick and easy as is oftentimes made out. And that is not a bad thing. It just means that we're not all slick and professional. That's all. I just don't mind that being the case for me. Now we're going to do the easel top, and I'm going to have to kind of refigure it. I do know, let's use our box, that I want it to at least be as wide as this box is. So let's just eyeball it here. I want it to be a tiny bit wider, in fact. So presumably it should be 4 1/8, because that was the size that we did. But I've also turned it since then. So let's measure this. All right, so this box is actually 4 inches. So the 1/8 should be plenty. So we're going to go 4 1/8 by 11. Okay, so 4 1/8 by 11. Let me get rid of my extra before it throws me, and I think that's it. And now for the scoring. Now, when we do the easel part, I only need it to go here. I don't need it to, that looks slightly, no, that's fine. Okay. It looks like my blade's getting just a little tiny bit. I'm seeing a little bit of fuzziness going on there. I need to replace my blade. Should I do it right now? I actually got one out because I thought it was starting to look, see how worn that's looking? I think it's time. So we're going to throw that one away and put the new one in that I have handy right there. Now we have a nice clean new one. Okay, so we want this to score on the back side, but I want to make sure that this time, see, I got this just a hair forward, and that means my top is just a hair that way. And I don't want any hairs. I don't want it doing that. So let's look at my measurements on this, and we'll start with these measurements that are the actual easel, because I know those are correct. Those are not going to be any different. So this one is 2 1/8. Okay, so we'll score 2 1/8 on one side here. All right. Then I am going to use my box to figure out exactly where I want this score line rather than following my instructions. So this one I want at 4 and just a smidgen more than 1/4. So we're going to go 4 1/4. Then I'm going to just go over a tiny bit, not a whole 1/16. There's 4 1/4, like half of that, which I know would be a 32, right? But we're going to do that. All right, now that should give us a nice edge. Very good. That is very good. And then we already know this is 7/8. Remember, we did that. So we will do a 7/8 of an inch one, but just to make sure I have enough to go around everything, we're going to go just a little more than that. Just a little more, and then it should be a nice bottom. And whatever is left over, here, let's take these off now. That should be pretty good. Oh, it's still just a hair short. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Almost not noticeable, but it is just a tiny bit. Now I am going to need to cut this part off. Okay. So let's line it up right where I want it cut. Right about there. And that was, I just cut off 1 1/2 of an inch, if you're trying to follow along here. Okay, so there we go. And that is that. Very cute. And then we can get all the paper on. I'm going to go ahead and glue this right on there. This bottom gets glued right on there. Make sure your seam is going down, so I'll turn the box like that. Okay. I do have some new dad jokes today. They're going to be really funny. They are funny. I think the page I've been going to for dad jokes does refresh. These all looked new, but they also just looked funnier than some of the ones I got. So I don't know if it's a whole different website or not. It looked similar. I'm not real sure. Okay. Actually, let's make it, Don't you dare adhere before I'm ready. Let's... I am going to put a little more glue there so that I have a little more wiggle time there, because I'm wiggling and not wanting to get that. After all of this, I don't want to screw it up. So we'll wet that down a bit again. Okay. Might have to take my glasses off because I can't see very well with my glasses on when I'm doing this close-up stuff. And that is the trouble. Isn't it wonderful to have things to blame your ineptitudes on? I don't care. I've got these glasses. It's got to be the glasses. It's not me. Okay, there we go. Now that is ready. Oh, how cute this is going to be. And then let's get the little box bottom, and we'll slide you in there. There. Either way, it's a square, so it's going to go in no matter what. Okay, very good. Now we can do our little DSP. Let's see if my dimensions hold true. I'm going to put my box or my score tool away so that I do not lose that. And let's take some of my scraps to the side. I've got my DSP written out here. Let's see here. That's old information. All right, DSP for drawer wrap. 2 of them, 7/8 by 4. Okay, just 2, of course, because in fact, I only need 1. I only need the front. On this, you're going to need, you could use a 3rd here. So you could do 4 for the outside, but for the drawer front, we really only need 1. So 7/8 by 4 inches. Just make sure your birds are going the right way. So we're going to go 2 inches. That can't, 7/8. That makes much more sense. 7/8 by, what did I say, 4 inches? Okay, let's try that and see what it looks like. I'm skeptical about my measurements, so I'm gonna grab that box and just make sure before I cut it. See, 4 inches is gonna be way too long. So we don't really want 4 inches. We want 3, and it looks like 5/8 to me. So 3 and 5/8, maybe a little longer. And there we go. And the 7/8 was just a tiny bit too big too. So we'll make that a little bit shorter. Oops. Get you out of there. We actually are having a World Card Making Day. Ooh, does that sound exciting? It does to me. So for World Card Making Day, you would have to join our team because only demonstrators are going to be allowed to do it. We're going to do it all together. Everybody in doing it's going to be interesting to see how it works. Actually, it's on a Saturday, and it's a Saturday that Jeff and I are out of town. Rats. Just today I realized that. And so I won't be able to do it. But I was planning to, actually. Okay, get the best part of your box front forward. And then we'll just stick on our DSP, which is otherwise known as Designer Series paper. This, again, it's the freebie stuff for Celebration. And let's see here what's going on. Let me hit my community standards. I understand. I think I have to do that for every single one. It's like, yes, I understand the community standards, which are non-standards as far as I know. Now, you're going to want a little pull. So take a fairly small, I don't know what measurement hole punch this is. It's a fairly small one. And then right in the middle here, we're going to just punch a little hole and do a nice ribbon pull. And I am using, what is this called? This was a combo pack of ribbon from a couple of years ago. It just says cotton ribbon combo pack. And it was when, this is Misty Moonlight was introduced. So it is a retired color. But I like it. I think it goes really well with these little birds. So this is what I'm using. And then I'm going to just tie a knot in my ribbon, and then it'll make a nice little drawer pull. So you can easily get your drawer in and out. Sort of like macrame, when we did half knots with macrame. Did you ever do macrame baskets for plants? My mother and I did a bunch. They were very, very fun and satisfying. Great gifts. I think everybody we ever gave them to really liked them. They were very long lasting, surprisingly so. We did not smoke, but when we moved, I remember some of those cream colored ones we'd done, you know, maybe 10 years earlier, just looking pretty brownish and ratty-ish because of the grime that gets in your household, you know. We never washed them. I'm sure you could do that. And that would have preserved them, but we just threw them away because we were tired of them by then. Now, I'm going to do the lid. There's the drawer all done. And let's see here. Might be quicker just for me to measure here rather than find my measurements. Let's do 3 3/4 by 1 7/8. Okay. All right, I think I just did it this way. Let me make sure I don't want it to go the wrong way. So this is the 1 7/8 is this way. Okay, 1 7/8. Make sure it's straight. Sometimes I've been getting my paper crooked because I've been careless. And what did I say? 3 and let's go 3 7/8. Sure, why not? 3 7/8. I can always make it shorter. I can't make it longer. That's pretty good. We'll have to go with that again, 3 7/8. But it could have been just a little longer, and that would have been fine too. Too cute. All right, are you ready for the dad jokes? What does a baby computer call his dad? What does a baby computer call his dad? This is a good one. Really good one. I'm sorry my son is not on with me. I bet he would know this one. He would get this one. I don't see him on there. I should have shared my video. Probably nobody knew I was coming. I've been out of the loop for a while. And it always takes a long time for everybody to get back when I'm gone, it seems like. Okay, there we go. There's that one. And then this one. What does a baby computer call his dad? It is data. 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 D-A-T-A. Daddy. Data. I thought it was cute. I liked that one. Maybe these are puns. Maybe these are the pun side of the dad jokes. Okay, now we're going to do one big one here. So we want, again, we'll do 3 7/8. This should also be 3 7/8, but it's not. It's 4. So 3 7/8 by 4. Let's go ahead and go 4 this way. And then 3 7/8. So we don't have an exactly square box, apparently. No, what did I do? I did something wrong. Because that has a nice border on either side, but not quite the other side. So let's trim it. I have no idea. This is the way it is with me and measurements. That math was never my forte. I did pass geometry. That probably would have been a miracle. I did, but now I passed algebra. Algebra was much easier for me than geometry. I don't know why. Maybe this is explaining it. I'm not very visual. I can work with numbers, but I'm not a visual, apparently. Okay, or maybe it's the other way. I'm visual, but I can't work with numbers. Okay, there we go. Oh, you are so cute, little birdies. And then where did our drawer go? Let's slide the drawer in. Okay, it does go back quite far. You do not want to attach that back. It needs to move out so that it can attach to this little easel that's going to be there. You can do sides, and I have this paper pretty much ready to do that with. So let's go ahead. We'll just do 2 of them. And they should be, nope, they're 4. We're going to do 4. I might have to cut another sheet. 4. I don't know. We'll see. Thought I would get another one out, but I'm not sure. If I did it bigger than 4, I won't get 3 since that's a 12-inch sheet of DSP. We'll see. Are you 4? Yeah, you're actually a little longer than 4. So let's, all the birds' heads were kind of cut off, but there we go. This is a good scrap user upper because you can do the inside bottom of the drawer if you want to. You can do the bottom of the box if you want to. So if you have DSP you are trying to use up, little projects like this do a wonderful job of finishing all those off for you. Now we've got this piece already cut. You do want a square for the easel to rest against. Our dies oftentimes have little rounded edges, and they don't do quite as well. I'm going to take this little piece. It's about the exact perfect size. We just need to cut off just a bit. I could decorate the edges with my punch, you know, round off the edges. I'm not going to. I'm going to just do you like right here. We need to put dimensionals on that so that it will stand up. And our foam dimensionals that are the strip ones are the fattest. Where are you guys? Because I had you handy here somewhere. When I redid things, I laid them in this. And now I can't find them. Oh, wow. Here, this is also pretty fat. Now, this is called foam adhesive sheets. And as you can see, I started cutting out in I did cut out in Aloha. You can use these to cut out your words, and it gives you a very nice, but they also are just big, giant sheets. So you can trim, you know, larger pieces, and they're slightly fatter than our other foam. Our dimensionals, they're fatter. Okay, so that should stick up pretty nicely. Right, like that. Okay, so then that's gonna rest right there like that. And where did I put did I put it in that apple harvest box? I think I did. What did I do with the apple harvest box? Oh, fiddlesticks. Let's remove you for a moment and clean up my mess. And then, oh, I see it. It's down there on the floor, of course. I think that's where that little tag is that I'm going to be using. Aha, right there. And already stamped. Ready to go. And I might use this right there. Okay, now this we're going to stick here. And you could put, you know, I would actually use a bigger label if I was going to do this all over again. But for now, I'm going to just stick with this. A wider white label would probably look better here. But I'm going to just stick with that. But I think this will look really nice. And then we can take one of our blue houses. Oh, where's one that's kind of near the edge? There's one, because I want to fussy cut one out. I actually want that one, but this one will work too. I think I'll get that little tree. It's cute. I'm going to just go chop, chop, chop just to get it out of the large piece. These things are fairly easy to cut out, but we do have a bunch of house dies. It's possible we might even have one somewhere. I have a bunch from old sets. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cute? And then we'll just do a little tag here. Like a hello there. Now I've got, in my autumn set, here's a sending many thanks. Actually, that might be nice. And this one has a nice die. Let's just do it. There's I'm doing it with the other card too, but let's see if it's too long. It's kind of a long one. No, but it's awfully cute. It isn't. It's barely not too long. It's not too long, but only just, and it's terribly cute. So we're doing it anyhow. And let's grab a piece of white cardstock. I usually have a scrap of one laying around. I don't see any. All right, so we want Misty Moonlight. Okay, here's another joke. After an unsuccessful harvest. Okay, so cast your mind to harvesting. After an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Oh, this is a good one. Oh, Joel, he's our other son. You'd love this one. Okay, so we'll do that. Oh, how cute. I love this. I love this set. This set is really, really cute. Okay, I'm sorry I get so excited about stupid stuff, but this is just what thrills my little heart, is seeing dumb little things like that. Let's see if I can clean off my mess, okay? I'm sort of doing that here on this side. So we'll get that done. There is this wonderful little die in this set. Let me get it. That's going to go right on there. Now I'm doing that part first. Although maybe I should have done the words. There's only one word that's curved, or phrase. Why am I saying word? It's sending many thanks. It's the perfect curvature. So I'm going to use brown for the words. So we have something slightly different there. Well, why brown? How about cinnamon cider? That might actually be better. I'm going to have to stand up for this one. So I can get it right in there. Oh, it's not curving exactly correctly. I must have messed it up when I set it in my case. These little ones, they can kind of get unbent. That's going to be close enough. Isn't that cute? Oh boy, so cool. Okay, after an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he had a ton of sick beets. And the spelling is not B-E-A-T-S, of course. It's B-E-E-T-S. Now, this is a really good joke. Okay, I'm telling you, these would be, if you're going to teach English to children and do a really good job, you are going to include a lot of puns like this. It's a great way to engage kids with the fun and joy of spelling and the meanings of words and the importance of correct word usage and definitions. Something seriously lacking in today's society, which is just plain old, what does the word actually mean? Let's use it as it is and not redefine it, please. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this little flag on here and cut this out. Oh, I've got my very, very messed up plates here, so you can't even see what's going on. But as you can see, messed up or not, it still cuts beautifully. Cute, cute. Okay, we probably are not done with that. We'll be pulling that out for more later, but for now, that is that. We're going to stick this with this. Put that eye back in here. So don't you think this tree ring thing is cool? It's a stamp. This is all white paper that I did here. So it's just a stamp. And I don't need a big fat dimensional. Let's put these aside to put away later. Let me get my, oh dear, what's going on here? My regular ones out. Okay, but when I stamped this one, I didn't stamp it very well. Like I said, this is a newbie for me. Now let's see. I'm going to have part of this stuck here, up above. Let's do it like this. No. Let's do it like this. This part is going to get the dimensionals. Let me get my... Uh-oh, what am I doing here? Okay, there we go. And then that'll adhere really well. Just those four will do it. And just make sure that they are down below where that fold is. But you want it to stick up so it can be sticking up there when you're... We'll put our little house there. Now, it does not lay flat like it should. You'd have to have some kind of weight, or you could do a little Velcro, secure thing there, or just another ribbon. I've done that before. Just take a ribbon and tie it around it, and that looks really cute too. But I'm not gonna take the time to do that today. We're gonna just do this and call it good. And I think I'm gonna just glue that part. There's my glue. Right there. Very cute little box for your teacher friend. I guarantee you is probably... This is the first week of school, real school. I think they've been in meetings and whatnot here in Springfield. I think I might be able to send this with Jeff. I bet I could. I bet there are people who'd be happy to take these little boxes and do so. I could even give them to PTA. Let them decide however they want to do them. At least it'd be, something. Because I can only give so many of these things to my neighbors. My neighbor's like, yeah, they're cute. We still don't want to do Stampin' Up with you, Kathy. But thanks, we'll take them. No, they are very nice. They do appreciate it, I'm sure. But on the other hand, I'm trying hard not to over-market to my neighbors. All right, let's see now. What else can I do? Now, to the thing that I've actually been waiting to do with you. The box is cute and fun. But this card is beautiful, and you're going to really like it. Now, I'm going to start with a very vanilla piece, and we're going to stamp the big floral stamp. There are some little flowers, and the dies cut those out as well. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. You can use this stamp. It's barely big enough, or block, I should say. The clear block. The bigger clear block, you know, will be an easier fit, but that doesn't make it any better. It just gives you more space to flub things up. So actually, if it fits, use the block it fits the best with. I'm just going to put some Tuxedo Black Memento. Oops, I just, after talking to you about that, got ink all over the side of the block. Okay. I probably have to do that one again. I just felt it go down and then up. Actually, even with all of that, I still managed to do it. It's an easy stamp to stamp, which is nice. You can even flub it up and it's going to probably look just fine. Get all that block cleaned off. Put this away. Let's stamp our, while I've got everything going here, let's go ahead and stamp this. I'm going to do this with that cinnamon cider. This is a retired brown, but I do not understand why it is not one of our regular browns. It's one of the most commonly used brown that I use all the time. Like, I don't know why. I do not know why. Some things are more popular than others. But in general, I tend to go with whatever is not the most popular, I guess. So there you go. When you like to go to a different drum, that just means your drum's not going to be available a lot of the time. It's not necessarily a good thing. Okay, now we're going to do Calypso Coral for the same sentiment. If I can find you, Calypso Coral, there you are. Now I have recently inked up a whole bunch of my pads, and some of them are very, very juicy now as a result, which makes it almost harder to stamp with. I wonder if I'm doing it upside down. That's why. Oh, that was it. It's doing it upside down. Okay. Maybe it wasn't. Still like off just a tiny bit. These are movable. So the next time when I'm all by my little lonesome, I'm going to take that and just curve it down just a tad so that it's actually, well, that's too much though. Just a little bit down. I'll try to remember that because that just bugs me. No sense in having a curved stamp if it's not perfectly curved. When you place them down, if you can just try to make sure it keeps the curvature it actually was created with, because it will alter. If you've got it in here and you're forcing it down, which I do, there is the solution is that you can use the case as it's intended and place your stamps right on the mirrored image, but I can't ever see what the heck that is when I do that. I like to read the sentiment, you know, so it's like, well, that doesn't work for me. All right, now we're going to do a little coloring. This is very easy to do. So you're going to enjoy seeing the color. I don't usually anymore. I'm trying not to spend quite as much time coloring. I just think a lot of people get very tired of seeing that, but anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. I know I used a Little Petal Pink and Calypso Coral and Mango Melody. I'm not sure what, oh, I know I used some saffron in those berries and mint macaron for the leaves and old olive. And I might have even used some just jade for that leaf also. And I see pumpkin pie on leaves as well. So I think those are the colors we're using. Pumpkin pie. Okay, we're gonna start with the flowers. Oh, my berries, my acorn didn't come quite perfect. Let's do another, just because I want it to be really, really good. And it can be, not like it doesn't have to be perfect. It does, it has to be. And actually, because it's a photopolymer, I should have done it on a foam mat. Let me show you what I'm talking about, but I'm making sure this time I got it inked really good. I was goofing around, did not have it on a flat surface, pushing hard down. And for my memento, I do have to do that. I don't have to do that with everything, but with the memento I do. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little foam pad underneath my very vanilla paper. And push that down. Make sure the center's down. And now it's pretty dark. I don't think there's going to be any issue with that this time. Probably overdid it a little, but it's not. This is a stamp you're not going to have an issue with. Some stamps, if you over ink and over push, you end up with a big mess, muddy mess. This one, not so much. Let's do our yellows first, just because they tend to get muddied up. So take your Mango Melody Dark, and we're going to just do a circle around each of these little berries. These yellow berries are they Oregon grape? There's a purple Oregon grape, but there's also, I think, a yellow one. I know there's a yellow berried thing. I kind of forget. What other yellow do we have here? We're going to do yellow here. Let's just do that. We also are going to end up with yellow on the edges. So we might as well just do those while we got our yellow out. Okay. All those. I have no idea. This is just a color of flower that I like. I don't know if it's even a genuine one. Oh, this is light. I actually meant to use the dark. I was wondering why it wasn't coming out as dark as it should have. We'll stick with the light on there, but I want dark on these berries. And just circle, because you want a little lighter right in the center where the light would be hitting it. Just a circle on the outside. Let's do these. I want those darker. I actually want that darker too. Okay. Now, let's do our dark Calypso Coral. I'm going to bring you right down here so you can see what's going on. We're going to just do lines out. There's lines, don't follow those lines, just do a bunch. You want a bunch of color coming out here. Nice and dark. That's it. You don't need a lot there. And then, let's see. We'll take our light Calypso Coral. And we're going to just smudge those in. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Using the bullet tip. And then the light, no, not light, dark Petal Pink. Going to unify that yellow with Calypso Coral. You have to use Memento Black, the Tuxedo Memento. Well, I don't know if it has to be Memento Black. I'm not sure if they do, I guess Memento is the name of the brand. Tuxedo is the black color. So it doesn't have to be Tuxedo, but you want it to be Memento or a similar backed ink. Check your, especially these light ones, you want to make sure you're not getting any black ink, because sometimes you do. Now, as you can see, it's still not quite the same, so I'm going to take my light Calypso Coral, but I'm going to use this brush edge and just lightly brush mostly from the outer edge in, just to get a little bit better blending going there for those flowers. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. All right, now our soft saffron. So saffron. You want the light, and we'll do the bullet tip, and this is for the centers. Okay, and I'm going to put my rubber bands together here because I believe we are done with these colors. And this is how I keep them all together. Little retaining rubber bands, retainer rubber bands. Let's do our orange leaves. We'll do dark pumpkin pie. That's not dark. What's the matter with you? Oh, you're pale papaya, which is fine, but I do need pumpkin pie. Let's find you. I know you're here somewhere. There you are. So we'll go with dark pumpkin pie. Oops. Need the bullet tip. All right, here's another joke. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. This is good. I didn't get it for a minute. That's why I paused. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. Now, there's a finish to this joke. It is very funny, but I need to get a little pumpkin pie coloring going here first. You're never going to get... do you know how it's going to end? Do you have any idea how this joke's going to end? There is a punchline coming. It's just one line. It's good. You'll enjoy it. Okay, I only seem to get sick on weekends. I have a weakened immune system. Weekend. Isn't that funny? I love it. I have a weakened immune system. I only get sick on weekdays. I think that's really funny. Okay, I would say there's people who would like to say this about others that they work with. Okay, light pumpkin pie can finish off your little tips. And that's very close. Do you see how nicely this one blend? Now, not all of our alcohol blending pens blend quite as nicely as pumpkin pie. I have to say this is one of the best. Does not require a whole lot of extra coloring. It just smooths out that line nicely. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to a ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. I never knew my real ladder. Now that's pretty funny. Okay. Did I miss any leaves? Sometimes I do, but I think I got them. Oh, no. Those are the same kind. They like to hide, you know. Ooh, that's getting, that bullet tips, you know, just losing its bullet. It's got the paint. It's just not got a bullet to it anymore. It's called a paintbrush edge, but that one's getting a little too flimsy to even paint with. Now I do want to use, guess what, of course. I want to use cinnamon cider, but we actually do have a bronze. So we sort of have, we had a cinnamon cider, but we sort of have our bronze. We have all these other ones too. Here's a 300. Let's see what that one, that one's a nice one. We're going to keep 300. I want one though that's very, very, very dark. And we have a 100 that is the very darkest. So we will use those. And this is cinnamon cider, but like I said, we do have a bronze. And we also have this 600. It's probably not bad too. I'll put it out. We'll put out 400. And out of all of those colors, I'm sure I'll come up with something that I really like for these acorns. You want the lighter one on the top, but I do want to outline some of these with dark, just to get that nice and dark. That was really dark though. I think, let's go with your 400. Yeah, I think your 400 will be good. We're going to do 400 here. Just to kind of end the twigs. Some of those. And let's do, this is dark cinnamon cider. That's kind of dark. Let's do a little bit lighter. And this is 600. That should be a little lighter. It is. Very good. Okay, so that will be that. Now on this one I did extras. I did 2 extras and raised them. So let's do these. Even though I flubbed those, we're going to use those anyway. Maybe I should have used these and not that. Oh well, too late. Okay, so we'll just do the circles that I flubbed. We'll do them like this. I only need to do these down here. That one is going to get cut away anyhow. Let's see, dark, dark, dark. Oops, I didn't need to do that one. I keep forgetting I don't need to do that one. And actually, I needed to do that one there, but oh well. Now, if I've got, so Petal Pink is really good, or Pale Papaya, either one, doesn't really matter. They both act kind of the same. They're good little color lifters. If you feel like anything that's slightly yellowish or orangish, you can use these as your color lifter. Let me get the Petal Pink one, my light Petal Pink. Let's see if I can show you what I mean. Do you see that? Oh, yeah. So it'll put little highlighting lines. Just make sure you keep cleaning it off if you use it this way. But you can get some of your extra ink that you didn't want, maybe. You can get it off. But this is only going to work on a yellowish based color. I think I got it all off. There's see a tiny, tiny spot there of dark ink. All right, so I'm going to just use those. Let's do the Old Olive. We've got dark Old Olive for our oak leaves. Okay, my friend I did that one. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Oh, that's funny. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? You call him Philippe Flop. as in flip-flop. Flip-flop. I think that's adorable. That's a cute joke. So cute. These are real riots. I'm going to have to send these to my son. He's going to really like these. Both sons will, actually. My daughter will, too. I'll have to send them to her. Her child is way too young to enjoy them, but... it's okay. She'll enjoy them. Flip-flop, flip-flop. Aha, I love that. That's a good one. Today, Jeff is substituting for a middle school and here in Springfield, and they might even get that one. When I did summer school a couple of years, I did it for 2 or 3 years, and your summer school students are quite a mixture. Some of them are definitely needing summer school. Some of them are just brilliant and getting extra credit. I mean, that's not usually true of a middle school range, but you never know these days. Sometimes people are pretty gung-ho. I think a little yellow here. Remember, these are autumnish color leaves, so a little yellow or a little brown's not going to hurt. Okay, let's make sure I didn't get any green on there. And now for our green, one regular green leaf. This is jade. This is that jade one. Oh, I liked this one. Sorry, this one left. And then mint macaron. Let's do light because the dark mint macaron's pretty dark. But not quite dark enough to do a good. For me, it's I don't know. Just the jade one has this shade I like better. So there you go. You could use the dark one, just the macaron dark one, and probably get almost exactly the same effect. I do see I forgot that these might show, so let's do them. A couple of them are going to show. Let's grab you. This is papaya. Let's see if that'll lighten that up a bit. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Now, the last thing that I like to do with this one is add your little bit of Wink of Stella to your berries. Oh, so cute. Look at that. Just sparkle those guys up, and your little acorns too. Now, those aren't even going to show. How about the center of your flower? You could do those as well. We'll do these guys because they're going to be on top. Okay, little Wink of Stella. You can clean that brush off, make sure it's nice. And I did forget that I am going to be, probably that leaf is going to show some right there. All right, now let's put away the pens. I'll get those all put away later in a more reasonable manner. For now, I'll just toss them down all over the floor. Unfortunately, they did kind of all go under the floor. Or on the floor. It'd be hard to go under the floor. And then we will cut this out with a die. Let's grab a scissors to cut this paper in half. So I'm going to want to use my berry vanilla again later. I'm still laughing at that Philippe flop. That was a good one, I thought. All right, now for the dies, let me explain something. For a fond of autumn dies, you get this, which does not match this. I thought maybe it would. It matches this smaller image quite nicely, but this is the actual image we stamped. As you can see, it doesn't really, it's close, so I thought it would, but it lifts up. It makes little holes and it lifts up, and it does not match. See, here's a flower, there's a flower, there's a flower. You would think that it would match. Maybe I just didn't line it up right. I don't know. But when I did it, it just too much of it chopped up my image. So I have not used this on a blank sheet of paper yet. Let's do it. Let's just see what it does. In fact, let's do it. Let me show you first of all that this cuts out. You can get your little individual, there's an individual acorn, so you can do them individually, but you also can do individual parts of this one stamped piece. Now these are ones that I did with this die before when I was practicing. So let's put it correctly. No, that isn't correctly. This is correctly. Okay. So you can see it'll cut this whole piece out like this. It sections it into 3 sections. So watch. Watch and see what happens. Okay, so see, oops, I didn't quite get that last bit. I was trying not to cut through everything there. I definitely didn't. Okay. There we go. So you get 3 sections. This 4 sections actually. Isn't that cool? And then, you know, I could use this and make this pop, but you know, I don't want to. I just want to use the little acorns. So I'll leave that. But I am going to take these parts off to put on our little card. And I guess I will have to color that since I didn't. But at any rate, then I have these pieces. I could use them. Let's cut this out and then I'll experiment with that other die and see what it actually looks like. Because I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet. I'm curious. All right, so that's this die. We have this one to play with yet. Now I want the dies that are going to cut these out. I'm saving those because I'm not done with them. I'll use them. Oh, I could have cut my little acorns out with this, it looks like. Or is that a flower leaf? That looks more like a flower leaf. Let's do this first. Okay, get that all the way through. And then the little flag, or sentiment, or whatever you want to call it. Oops, it's upside down. It does make a difference. So if it doesn't look like it's going right, you just have it upside down. Turn it over. one more time before we do that. Let's stamp on, where is mine? Let's do it on white. And we'll see what it does. Maybe I just didn't have it lined up right enough. I don't know. I was disappointed with it because I thought it was going to lift things up nicely, and it messed up my image. I think though, if this works, it's just a matter of you've got to be really careful to make sure that your image is, or your die is exact on that image. Okay, so let's cut this out, and we shall see. All right, here we go. Put that there. Make sure my plate's pretty flat. Where did that die go? There you are. Okay, so there's 3 flowers. There's the little one there. And then the leaves, though, are going to be there. Okay, this is pretty much what I did before. Thinking I was, getting everything lined up pretty much perfect. And I thought it came out in a big fat mess. So, I don't know. We're going to go for it, and we will find out. And if it's a big fat mess, then it just means that this is not going to be a colorable one. Okay, so see what I mean? There's like lots of impressions. These lift up, stuff pops out, but not where I want it to pop out. And let's grab my... Let's see what we get. It's designed to be a great die for knots, for the not stamped image, basically. See, because it's just totally screwing up what I've got. But if I'd done it on solid paper, it would have looked beautiful. Let's do it on this blue and see what we get. Okay, so we're just going to do it on this blue, and I guarantee you this is going to look better. I'm going to run it through 2 times just to make sure. Okay, it's looking good. Yeah, and then also I'm seeing something else too. This is telling me why. Why? So where did that brush go? There you are. Okay. So now isn't that nice? That actually is beautiful. And the reason is it doesn't have an outline, so it's staying right as it is. Oh, isn't that cute? Now see, when you do things right and there's a reason, it all turns out really, really good. So I can use this piece somewhere if I choose, but I'll have to take my little pick and pick out some. But look at that. That's going to be very pretty, huh? It's just a different version of the same thing. All right, so there you go. That's what happens with that die. Now let's finish our card. So we're almost done. Did you notice that I have one of our old acorns? Do you remember those acorns that we had was it last year? I don't know, but they were on sale an awfully long time on the clearance rack. Did you snag them like I did? Those acorns are adorably cute, and being an acorn, unlike an animal, the animal things are like, sometimes I never want to see them again, just because I've, you know, did them a lot, got tired of it, used it up, don't want it anymore. But leaves and acorns, those are never going to get old. So let's cut a piece of 5.5. Make sure my measurement's correct. 5.5 by 11 and 4.25. Where are you, little scoring tool? Actually, I'm gonna just cut you, and then we'll put you on a piece of white cardstock. And then we're gonna take this one. I've already done on this side. I sponged it. Isn't that nice? But I don't want to use that. Yeah, I'm saving that for later. I'm gonna just use this. It ended up looking better on this. But here's what I did. I sponged this with Calypso Coral and a little old olive. Very cute. And that's why it looks like that here. We're gonna do this side. 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. That'll give us a little bit of a Calypso Coral edge. I think I want a little more of a Calypso Coral edge. That's a little skinny, a little skimpy. Do just a bit more. Aha, that's better. And then we're going to take our gold. Now, I don't really need quite that much. So I'm going to tear off just a bit more. Yeah, let's see, like that. It's going to be perfect. Since I trimmed it, I'm not sure of the dimensions, so I'm going to just do it this way. Even line it up with that. Pull that out and trim that. Oh, I see another piece in here I'd totally forgotten about. I used our decal. Oh, ho, ho, this was fun. Our little decal stamp, or not stamp, die. Let me take a piece of this off, because I do need to sponge it. I could use my a lighter color. Actually, I could just use a lighter color of, I think I've got it. This I thought was Calypso Coral. This looks a tiny bit lighter. Maybe it's been in the sun. I'm gonna go ahead and sponge this. Let me grab my glass board here. Hopefully it won't be too glary. And we're gonna just do a little spongy sponge here. Very random, sloppy. Okay, very random and sloppy. And then little old olive as well. I can find my sponge for that. Not too much, just a little bit here. There we go. And just a little bit more Calypso Coral. Okay, there we go. That's all I needed, just that. And then I'm going to cut that out with one of our decal dies. The decal dies are so cool. Okay, if you have in your collection the old scissors, you remember those old scissors that had a decal edge? And I have a pair that I've saved and used actually a lot until I got my decal dies. You're gonna be impressed. So impressed, I'm sure. Let me see if I can find them. These are my fine decal dies, or scissors. The problem with them is they're going along just fine when I'm near here, but when I get to here, a lot of times I get weird tears. Okay, but in the most part, these work good. I also have a bigger pair that don't work as well, but I still have used them also because sometimes you just need that, you know. I need a little decal edge. They never cut anything out perfectly straight, in a sense, and that's fine when you don't care, but when you want it to be perfect, it's harder to do. So I was really excited when Stampin' Up! Came out with their own decal dies. Been waiting for these guys for a while. Where are you? Decal dies? I know I had you out. Where are you? Come on. Did I leave you out? I probably miscategorized you. Let's just have a little look and see what I've done with them, because it's possible that I set them out and never put them away again. Decal, decal, decal dies. Beautiful shapes, celebration tags, designer tags, decal, decal, decal rectangle dies. There you are. So we're going to use, I think I used this size. Let me see. Nope, the next size up. So don't you love this? All these different sizes, so you can layer them. They're going to be perfectly straight and deckled. But the other magnificent thing about it that you're going to really like when you see what's happened here. Oops, oh, I almost got you in there. Oh, I had a nice lovely blue splotch. Okay, here is what I'm talking about. Look at this. It has this lovely little beveled edge. Just a little line. It's a little beveled. It's perfect. It is nothing like my scissors. Scissors are okay, but they just do not finish it off. This is like a professionally cut edge, and it's deckled. I am so excited about that. I know these are silly things to care about. They just are neat. Neat-o. I'm very happy with that. All right, so now we can assemble, and be done. Okay. Ooh, that was loud. It's very, very loud. Put our glue on here. And our glue on here. Oh, that was a big blob. I don't want that right there. Okay, what do you call, no, we did that one. Why is it so cheap? Why is it so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Oh, this is a good one. Why is it so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? You're gonna love this one. Okay, now this we want dimensionals on the back of. why is it so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Because the ghosts bring all the booze. BOOS. Isn't that hilarious? Even your, very young child will chuckle at that, and it's not going to hurt them at all to think about it, because, everybody knows what that is and knows they shouldn't be imbibing in a lot of it anyway. All right. Ooh, did I get that off? No, it's fine. All right, now the other thing you want to do is, because I've got two different greens on here, you want the olive to be by the olive. So eyeball how you're putting your thing on here, and then you just want that green to be up. And, okay, and then we're going to put, this is actually going to go, oops. Yeah, actually I'm going to end up going like this. Anyway, I could do it that way. No, because then, yeah. We'll do it this way. All right, so we'll put dimensionals on this as well. If I can get it off, I will. I don't get why Marvel doesn't use the Hulk to advertise more. Well, now we do. We know perfectly why. But anyway, he's basically one big banner. Now, that is supposed to be a joke. I don't even get it. I'm not terribly bright about some things, it's true. But I don't watch Marvel stuff, and I just don't even get that one. He's basically one big banner. The Hulk. I guess because he's so big. I don't know. Because my reference point of the Hulk is Bill Bixby. With the old series. Wasn't that Bill Bixby, or am I all wrong? He was also a magician. So maybe I'm mixing it up with that show. There was a television series. And that's my reference point for the Hulk. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, very cute, very cute. And then what did we do with our, there it is. This is going to go down here. We're going to just glue that. One side's going to need a dimensional. Just, oops, I don't want it to show. It's still showing. I should have used the mini. Let's try you there. Okay, there. All right, and then glue on the midpoint. I kind of need to double up my dimensional there. Okay, and we need to adhere our, which one are we doing? This one, the lighter colored one, or this, oh, this is the lighter colored one. So that's the one I'm doing, and I'm going to save this one for another use. See how nice and dry that is now? I think it is. Yes, it is. And then, oh, this little acorn. The little acorn is the cutest part. I've got to get the little acorn. And I was down at Hobby Lobby, and they were not as nice as these because they were silver, but they were exactly the same. They just were silver. And that just makes me think that probably if you are hunting for such things, you could most likely find an acorn like this somewhere. Now this is going to have to get glued on. Where did those extras go? There they are. Because these are going to go here. So we're going to stick those on first. Let me get that little stem colored. We are almost done. 2:30. See, this is why I started early. This is a long one, but I am almost done. And I'm excited that I managed to show you two different really cool projects. These are nice. Very nice. Here's my little piece of a dimensional backing there. I'm going to stick that right over the top of the other ones. So that's just raised up a little bit, and then these will stay. I kind of need my tie tied to this, so let's do this. We're gonna take our cording, stick it in here, and wrap it around. Get our acorn on top. Try to tie it into a bow, if it is possible to do. Just a little teeny tiny one. Please. Let's see if it'll go. Woohoo! There you go. Barely. Pull that end out just a little. And open that up. Oh, I broke off my thing. I'll fix it. Okay, so now we're ready for our glue. That ribbon's going to be problematic. I'll just do a big glob here. I'm going to have to make sure that I've got this is going to have to dry before I can put it on a card backing, obviously. Try to get you slightly under there, and then that'll help hold. I got a lot of glue going there, don't I? There's going to be some nice glue dots there. Okay, you know, that might not stay all that well, because it looks to me like all my glue is not where I want it. I'm going to get a clip, though. And that'll help hold that down where I want it until it's actually dried. My extra glue is just going to dry clear. If not, it'll be a white blob, but I actually think it'll dry clear. And then we'll see what that looks like. But anyhow, there we go. Isn't that cute? I do kind of like with the bigger ribbon. I didn't double it up on that one. I just did a straight one, and then that's why that one ended up doing a little bit better, I think, in that way. All right, so that is that. Let me take my cord down here and see if I can carefully get my camera. Aha, there we are. I see people were on. I never see you anymore on my computer screen. I am so sorry. I hate that. I just am going along with my little jokes. People actually give me the answers to the jokes, and then I don't see them until I'm all done with this video and looking and seeing, oh, there were actually some people on with me. I had no idea. And there they got the jokes, even before I gave the punchline. So I'm terribly sorry if I missed you, but I will enjoy reading your comments. I always do appreciate that you are on with me, whether I am seeing you right at the moment or not. I'm all wrapped up in the card thing anyway. You know that. You're card makers too, so get it totally, I'm sure. Isn't it nice to be able to share this with your adult children? I remember my little kids running around while I was trying to do this and trying to let them help here and there. And like, oh man, that is not working for me or anything. But we tried, right? It is so nice to have my space to myself to a great degree where I can make a big mess and not have little kids' hands in it. But I did really like doing it with my grandkids too. So if this is something that you want to share with your grandkids, again, that pig thing is out and it's going to have dyes. You don't want to miss that. The little birthday piggy is very fun to share with your grandkids. I'm sure we'll get a chance with it later because they were gone by the time that one showed up in my mailbox. All right. Have a wonderful week. I will see you, I think, regularly from now on. I think when we are gone, I forgot. We are going to be gone a couple of weeks in September, but near the end, and I will probably try to get some videos on during that time, but they won't be live. So until next week, you have a very blessed week and a wonderful week. Enjoy the beautiful weather. For most of us, it's really nice right now. This is a good time. The kids are going back to school. You get a little bit more of a breather. That's good too. God bless. Bye.